A grown woman clutching her iPhone sunglasses, sliding off her nose, and screaming bloody murder in your driveway because you decided to leave the HOA. No. Well, welcome to my Tuesday morning where Delilah Thornwick, our neighborhood's self-appointed queen of order, is hollering at 911 that I've committed some kind of suburban treason. The way she was carrying on, you'd think I'd run over her cat, not just filed perfectly legal paperwork to leave her little kingdom. She's yelling at the cops. "Officer, arrest this man. He's abandoning his duties." Sirens wail, tires screech, and a cruiser flies into my driveway. Out steps the officer. And folks, Delilah's ready got that satisfied smirk like she's about to see justice rain down on me. Then she spins around and just about swallows her tongue. Why? Because the officer standing there removing his aviators real slow just for effect is my son, Marcus, police sergeant, the same kid she just called to have his own father arrested for paperwork. You're probably wondering how'd I end up here sweating in my driveway, the world's worst neighbor melting down and my own kid caught in the middle. Let me take you back a bit. My name's Grayson Mitchell. I'm 56, retired union electrician, widower, and up until recently law-abiding resident of Willowbrook Estates. My late wife Sarah and I bought this house 10 years ago, thinking it was perfect for her recovery, quiet, peaceful, just a touch of community with that HOA supposedly keeping things nice. Back then, the smell of jasmine and chlorine by the community pool was peace itself. Sarah loved that pool, especially near sunset. Even now, the scent of jasmine takes me right back to those soft golden evenings. After Sarah passed cancer 3 years ago, the place just felt hollow. Marcus, our boy, lives about 45 minutes away, wears the badge, always drops by Sunday dinner to make sure his old man's still breathing. "Dad, you're rattling around in that house like a marble in a can," he'd say. He's practical, always has been, probably why he became a cop. The kind who still believes in doing right by people, if you can imagine. Things were quiet mostly until Delilah moved in 4 years ago. If you've ever met a real estate agent who thinks the world is her open house, that's Delilah. Drives a white BMW, keeps her lawn so perfect it's unnatural, like she irons the blades of grass. She measured my yard with a ruler once. 6 months after moving in, she ran for HOA president on a community standards ticket, which was code for "I'm going to drive everyone nuts." Next thing you know, we've got rules about mailbox color, trash can alignment, and how many birds you're allowed in your yard. But Delilah had a special place in her heart for people who didn't fit. Her mold, widows, folks a little older, anyone who didn't bow down and follow her every decree. The Kowalskis got grief about their tomatoes, Santos kids got cited for playing basketball, and Mrs. Denver got fined for flowers she'd planted before Delilah ever set foot here. And me. Well, I was the widower who dared to grieve without permission, so I was her #1 target. 6 months after Sarah's funeral, I'd had enough. Life's short, and I wasn't about to spend mine arguing about mailbox paint. So I did some digging. Turns out in California, you can legally withdraw from an HOA if you follow all the right steps, no liens or unpaid fees. 3 days in the county law library, and I had the process down cold, certified letter, 30-day notice, every I dotted, every T crossed. Delilah's response, immediate and vicious. Showed up on my porch, waving her clipboard, all fake sympathy and sickly perfume, telling me Sarah's old garden, her pride and joy, violated aesthetic covenants. Said I'd have to rip it up or else. The scent of Sarah's tomatoes mixed with Delilah's department store perfume. Man, I still get queasy thinking about it. I told her the garden stays. She made a show of writing it down like she was reporting war crimes. That was just the warm-up. Next, I get a letter for $300 in withdrawal processing fees. Not in the HOA bylaws. She made them up just like a kid inventing monsters. Then another notice, an emergency assessment, $350 a month, backdated to when I first filed the paperwork. It was war, plain and simple. So I went to the county clerk's office and started pulling every HOA document I could find, old amendments, financial records, you name it. That's where I met Ethel Kowalski, 73 years old, retired paralegal, sharper than a box of tacks, and twice as tough. Turns out she'd been tracking Delilah's dirty tricks for years, color-coded files and all. She tried this garbage on the Hendersons before they left, Ethel whispered, passing me a folder. Fake fees, bullying, forced bankruptcy. It's her playbook. But Ethel's research turned up something gold. HOA fee increases require a 67% homeowner vote, and Delilah hadn't followed a single legal step. Her emergency fees, pure fantasy, not on any county record. Armed with all this, I filed a formal complaint. Ethel helped me write it full of legal citations and cross-references just the way a judge likes. Then I started talking to neighbors, planting seeds of doubt. Hey, did you vote on those fees? Me neither. Wonder where the money's going. Doubt spreads fast like dominoes in a breeze. Delilah didn't like losing control. Days later, I came home to find my old Ford pickup, my project, the one Sarah used to help me sand, gone. Towed. Neighbor told me Delilah had it declared abandoned. Cost me nearly $500 to get it out of impound. But the joke was on her that truck fired up, first turn smooth as silk. Not bad for junk. The war escalated. Next came the cease and desist letter taped to my door. Not mailed, taped public shaming style. She accused me of spying with my security cameras I'd installed after Sarah's jewelry went missing, covering only my own yard, my own garage. But now Delilah said they violated her privacy. I called in Jerome Santos, cybersecurity pro lives, 3 houses down, real smart, calm, under pressure. He checked my cameras, confirmed they were legal. She's got nothing, Mr. Mitchell. Let her try. Jerome even upgraded my setup, better night vision, motion activated. Within 2 days, we caught Delilah sneaking around whispering to neighbors that I'd lost my mind since Sarah died, that my house was bringing down property values. Even tried bribing the contractor who'd built Sarah's garden shed to file false reports. Caught it all on camera. By now, the whole neighborhood was fed up. Ethel started rallying the troops, and folks shared their own stories, phony fees, harassment, all of it. We became an army. Delilah, though she wasn't out of tricks, sent city inspectors after me, claiming my cameras needed permits. 45 minutes of poking around, and the inspector tells me everything's legal. But here's the kicker. 6 false complaints, all from Delilah's address. Filing false reports is a crime, and the city was keeping track. Next, she filed a restraining order against me, lying under oath, claiming I threatened her at an HOA meeting. But Jerome's cameras and Ethel's smartphone had the real story. No threats, just her twisting words. With Ethel's help, I found Patricia Denver, a pro bono lawyer for folks like me. Patricia assembled our evidence, videos, audio witness statements. Suddenly, Delilah's lies became felony perjury. As the legal net tightened, Delilah panicked. She called the police again, this time claiming I was mentally unstable and threatening to burn down the neighborhood. The officer saw right through it, told me it was the 4th false report in 6 weeks, and warned Delilah was facing serious charges if she kept it up. The last straw, the county auditor delivered evidence of $52,000 missing from the HOA's reserve fund. All those fees funneled straight to Delilah's own company for consulting. That never happened. Ethel dug up her history. Turns out Delilah pulled this stunt at another HOA, got sued, settled, and moved on. That's when I made my choice. Patricia took our evidence straight to the DA, and the community rallied. Jerome set up surveillance at the mailbox, and I baited the trap fake fee payment just to see what Delilah would do. She processed it as expected. Cameras caught everything. Patricia said, "This is enough to put her away for years." Delilah tried a last-ditch campaign, fake social media posts, rumors, even contacting the local news with lies about me. But when Channel 7 News came to investigate, I sat them down and showed them the evidence. Suddenly, their story changed from crazy neighbor to HOA president facing felony charges. At the emergency meeting, Delilah tried to take control, but Ethel stood up and asked where the $52,000 went. Jerome projected bank records and fake invoices for everyone to see. That room, packed with neighbors, Channel 7 cameras rolling, exploded with outrage. Detective Williams arrived, handcuffs ready. Delilah, still defiant, dialed 911 right there, screaming about being threatened. Marcus, my son, walked in, cop face, sunglasses and all. Delilah's face went white as a ghost when he called me Dad. There in front of everyone, Detective Williams arrested Delilah for grand larceny, organized fraud, false police reports, and a whole shopping list of felonies. The sound of those handcuffs was sweeter than Sarah's apple pie. 3 months later, Patricia called with the news. Delilah pled guilty to everything. 18 months in prison, 5 years probation, and full restitution, $78,000 back to the community, including damages and legal fees. Lost her real estate license, banned from ever serving on another HOA board. The neighborhood changed overnight. Ethel took over as interim president, brought in full transparency, no more mystery fees, no more harassment dues, cut by 40%. Kids played basketball. Mrs. Denver's flowers bloomed, and Sarah's old garden became a community project. We set up a scholarship in Sarah's name, helping local kids study public service justice, not just for us, but for others. Looking back, I realized evil like Delilah's only wins if good people do nothing. After Sarah died, I felt powerless. But fighting back brought the community together, strangers became friends, and justice became more than an idea. Sometimes it takes one stubborn old man, a sharp-eyed paralegal, a cyber pro, and a whole block of pissed-off neighbors to bring down a tyrant. So here's my question for you. Where's the line between defending your rights and becoming a vigilante? Would you fight like we did or walk away? Drop your wildest HOA horror stories in the comments. I read every single one. And if you love seeing the little guy stand up to bullies, stick around. There's a lot more David versus Goliath justice where this came from.